Hey guys, this is Derek again with Firehouse Bowfishing, and this is going to be our final video for setting up the Cajun sucker punch. The most important thing you need to do is tune your bow. You can get everything ready to go to shoot, but you're not going to hit fish if it's not tuned. And it's super simple to do, and hardly any tools are required. You can do it out of the back of the truck. So, to start off with, we're going to get our bow and our arrow, because it's going to be up to set the arrow up in their level. So, I'm going to take my arrow, and I'm going to just go ahead and put it on my rest and knock it. As you can see here, I have an extreme upward angle. My knock is lower than my rest. These finger stops are used as your knock point. So we're going to slide them up. The top one holds the arrow in position, and the bottom one keeps it from sliding down. They're a little stiff. It's like working an inchworm to get this thing to go up there. So I want the knock point to be just a little bit higher than the rest. And obviously if we were in the shop, we'd go get the square on here and make sure everything's level. But we're not. We just bought the bow and we were excited. We want to go home and shoot some fish on the way. So we're ready to go shoot. So how do we set it up on the way home? We're going to take a business card, a credit card, wherever you have. And I'm going to put it flush up against the string here and hold it against the arrow. See right here where it makes a little bit of a gap? That's all we're looking for. That's almost a little too much. I just want to turn it down just a little bit. You don't want much of a gap, but you also don't want it to be 100% 90. Because the way the arrow flies, you want to have just a little bit of knock high. So if it's holding against the arrow like that, just push your knock up a little bit, so that way it's back to having just a little bit of a gap there. So now that we have that set, we're going to look at our burger hole here. That's what these holes on the back side of where your screws are resting is called. And you want your arrow to be perfectly in line with those. If it's not, we're going to take our wrench, and our front bolt stays tight. Our back bolt you can loosen up, and it gives us just ever so slightly of an up and down. So we'll come over here and look. That's all the way down, it's too low. So we're able to push it up, and it gets it right in line with those bolt holes. So I'll go ahead and tighten this down so it stays put. And the last thing we have to do is look at our left and right. So this screw is going to adjust our left and right. And the way we're going to look at this is we're going to look straight down the bow. I'm going to line this string up with this hole down here on the riser. And while doing so, I'm going to look down the arrow. So I'm making a vertical line, I'm making a vertical line down the bow. And if you could see, the arrow is way over to the left. It's not perfectly straight in line with the bow. So I'm going to loosen my left and right adjustment on the rest, and I'm going to start working that in. And when the arrow lines up perfectly with the string, whenever the string's centered with this hole down here, then you found perfect center. Just like so. So we're going to tighten our left and right adjustment down. So now our up and down's good, our left and right's good. The arrow's sitting exactly where it needs to sit to shoot. So when you draw back and you're ready to shoot a fish, you're going to hit it because you're shooting the Cajun sucker punch.